All right. So now we've got microphone. What the heck? That was so weird. Why that wasn't working earlier. All right. So let's give people like 2 minutes to jump back in here.
Are we going to go from the beginning?
No, we'll jump back in where we were at.
We'll just apologize.
Yes.
Do you need to put a new link up?
Possibly.
On the book? Oh, somebody found us.
All right. One person's back in here.
They found us.
Let's see if we can.
Got the mic hooked up. Let us know that you can hear us.
Yes,
because
make sure you hit up that live chat. Thank you so much to the people in the live chat earlier who let us know that we were having microphone issues. We unplugged it to get it put off to the side, and now we got it plugged back in. So we are all set and ready to go. Hopefully we are good. I'll just put it up here.
Yeah, right there.
Right here.
Okay.
Boom. Maybe.
We lost our one person. This is really awkward. You know what I feel like we look like right now?
What?
You know the elderly couple that like couldn't figure out how to make their video work. Like, oh, that's a pretty good monkey. So that's what we look like right now. We're usually much more savvy than this.
I know.
Because you're getting old.
It is. It's totally because I'm getting old, and I'm gonna have to cut all this audio out.
I know.
Hey, okay. So now we got a few people back.
At least cutting this audio down for the podcast.
Yeah.
Is like 2 cuts.
That's true.
It's just
much
like
simpler.
It's like, oh, and this is where we discovered there was an issue, and this is where we're back on.
Boom.
That's it.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of a microphone issue because we had things stored away during the birthday party, and now we got everything back out. So we are here. We are going to just keep punching through, though.
Sorry if you missed anything.
We're not going to go back. You're going to have to listen to the first 10 minutes again in the podcast version if you really want to hear the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
But
yes,
as we were saying, this Thursday, Rise of Skywalker comes out. And we are super duper excited for it.
Super de duper.
Super de duper excited. This is the end of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
It's gonna be emotional.
I'm gonna cry. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to cry.
I'm gonna try not to cry.
You will cry. You will cry like a little girl. And then when I look at you, you'll have mood. Just don't.
Shut up.
Just don't.
Yeah, no.
And it'll be great. And it'll be a moment.
I'm excited for it. I'm nervous because of the issues we've talked about in the past with the previous 2 movies.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be.
You're excited.
It's gonna be whelming.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. So this week, crazy, hectic, lots going on.
Yes.
And
all good things.
All good things.
All good things.
And then Friday, the real adventure begins.
Yes.
Why don't you inform the people?
So we're going to pile into our minivan.
Yeah.
All 6 of us for a we're spreading it over 2.5 days.
Yeah.
17-hour drive down to Texas.
Yes.
For Christmas. And it was kind of my idea.
Yeah.
But that's where some family lives. And it just works out this year that we're all going to convene in Texas for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's going to be delightful.
Yeah.
But I think getting there and getting back will not be delightful.
No, it's going to be tough.
It will be an adventure.
Yes. I've already started to try and prep the kids. When we get in the van, I'm like, okay, guys, in a few days or coming up, we're going to be in the van a lot. So you're going to have to get used to it. We might switch up the seating. We're going to bring lots of movies. Hopefully it's not going to be too crazy, but
I'm hoping
it's going to be a long ride.
Yeah. I'm even hoping that I can create little activity stations for them. Not like that sounds like, oh, get up and move around the van. No, but they have those plastic trays.
Yeah.
I think I want to get 3 of those. probably 4, just so that in time everybody has one. But
Right.
3 of those and some new boxes of crayons for those people who do actually color.
Right.
You know,
It's gonna
just
be a
some
mess.
little booklets. I know. I need to pack like an entire like survival kit for me, which will probably include like
All the chocolate.
25. Oh, I was thinking like cleanly things, like 25 plastic bags,
Yeah.
for like, you know,
Messes.
all the messes,
So many messes.
the messes. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the trek. Overall, I think our whole trip is planned out to be about 10 days. So it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
mean,
It's going to be a lot, but it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so many great memories.
Yeah.
Right now I'm still in like the really excited phase. Like I don't want to call it the denial phase because it is going to be fun. But I think I'm in denial of the parts that are going to be difficult.
Right.
And that we're just going to have to be parents through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an adventure, definitely. And I'm sure after the new year, we will have lots to talk about in relation to it.
Let's look at this as a consolation, not a desolation. And let's talk about how after this trip, we're going to have so many tips for other parents taking long trips.
There you go. Start writing them down.
Yeah.
You're just like, let's get through this.
I'm tired.
You are always tired.
I'm always tired.
Push through, man. Push through. All right. So, as we teased last week, our oldest child, turned 5 years old last Monday, 1 week ago.
As one of her cards said, it takes an entire hand to tell people how old she is now.
True.
An entire hand.
Yes. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Still dealing with the emotions and the understanding that we are old enough to have a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
Because it is very strange.
Yeah.
But we're making it. We're dealing with it.
Yeah. We're doing it.
Yeah. Now,
she's great. Every now and then she has a breakdown and she tells us she doesn't want to be 5. Because apparently we have a lot of expectations for 5-year-olds.
It's tough growing up. I mean, she has this breakdown every year. I remember last year she didn't want to be a 4-year-old. She didn't want to be 4 because
can you imagine when she's gonna call us when she's 29, turning 30, and she's like, I can't do it, Mom and Dad. I can't.
Yeah. Well, I might have to call my mom and do that in a few months. No, not allowed. Okay. Well, last week I made a big deal. I hyped up the birthday cake.
And it fell flat. And it was the worst cake ever. It tasted awful. It looked horrible.
This birthday cake, I think out of all the birthday cakes that you've made to this point, this is probably...
I think it's the most professional looking one.
Yes, this is definitely the wildest creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's no BB-8 cake.
Yeah, but the only thing about that was that it was a different shape.
Yeah.
Like this, you did multiple different skills. You made multiple cakes of different colors. You learned some new tips and tricks.
Tell me more, Paul Hollywood. What other skills did I show?
You did your frosting. You did not only layered of frosting, you layered frosting.
I did.
And you piped frosting and smoothed it.
Yeah, it worked out much better than other times. I'm still working. I'm still learning.
Yeah. But if you guys haven't taken a look yet, be sure to check out the Instagram because not only are you going to get to see Danny's Grinch hair that you didn't get to hear about at the beginning of the show, but you will be able to hear about on the podcast version. But you will also get to see Danny's birthday cake. Now, Danny's birthday was rainbows and unicorns, which, of course, she's a 5-year-old girly girl.
She's very girly.
Yeah. And you not only made her a unicorn cake, but when you cut into the cake, there is a rainbow throughout. Red cake, orange icing, yellow cake, green icing.
blue cake, and then the unicorn's mane was purple.
I mean, it was.
Yes.
You were so nervous. You were so worried that it wasn't going to work.
Because I think I had hyped it up in my head. You know how that works? Where you're oh, this will be so awesome. It's gonna work so nice. It's gonna just be so perfect.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna make these cakes. I'm gonna ice it. And then I'm going to cut through it, and you're just going to get like puce. Like it's all just going to blend together. It's just going to be puce.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to explain, be like, oh, it's supposed to look like the rainbow.
But if you haven't checked it out, please do, because I mean, you could see the slice by itself, gorgeous rainbow. When you see the cake cut open, I mean, it was just phenomenal. I was so impressed. I thought everybody at the party thought that it was just
my favorite moment though was we carried it out, we put the candles in it, we were singing happy birthday, and Danny looked over at me, and it was like a solid 15 seconds that she just stared at me, and she had this look on her face. She was grinning from ear to ear, and in her eyes, like she didn't have to say it, but it was like a thank you, Mom, in her eyes. And like had we not had literally everybody in the dining room singing, I would have started crying, and I just probably would have thrown my arms around her and hugged her and told her, it's all for her. But that moment, I was like, yep, it's worth it. It was worth every moment of fear.
Yeah.
That it worked. So.
Yeah. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think you learned some things that maybe you'll share on Mama's Kitchen later on about making cakes with food coloring.
Yeah. I felt so smart, even though I screwed it up, but it all worked out. It all
worked out. But yeah, it was a fun party. We had a lot of family over, people that stayed overnight. So it was kind of like a 2-day thing.
It was an event.
Yeah, it was a whole event. Lots of people hanging out and around, kids running all over the place.
Oh, yes.
Balloons popping constantly. Somebody was not a fan of the balloons.
Somebody bought the balloons without consulting me.
When your child asks you for balloons for their birthday, you get balloons. I couldn't say no. Couldn't say no to our child.
I even hid the balloons.
Yeah, but that wasn't ever gonna work. Like there was no way.
I was hoping that you would just like not be able to find them.
Yeah, it took some doing, but I did find them. I actually had to look pretty hard, but I did find them.
You did. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
But yeah, I think overall,
I think they've all popped now, so it's fine.
It's true. I think overall it was a really good party. I think everybody had a really good time. Lots of good family time. Watched some Christmas movies, and just overall, I think Danny had a really great birthday. As sassy and disheartened as she was in the mornings, she was just she kind of was in a mood where she was like, I don't want to. Like, this isn't a good birthday because of some stupid little thing that...
Yeah, but that's because she's a girl and she's 5. And I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And so we're just going to I don't know. I block that stuff out. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So.
I'm not saying she gets away with it. I just after it's passed, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how you top yourself for the next birthday.
Let's see what it's. Oh, it's Jetta's.
Yes. Well, it's me, and then it's Jetta. I'm hitting a big milestone birthday next year.
That's true. I do know how to make a cake in the shape of a 3, so maybe I'll just make you a 30.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I sang the same one again. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, you did. That's how I felt about it. That's all right. Okay.
All right. We are jumping in here with our... Well,
no, you almost did the wrong thing.
We are here for the talk. Dun, dun, dun.
I really hate that. I hate that so much.
You hate everything that I do.
but I love you.
Aw. All right, we are here for our year in review. This is the last show of 2019.
Yeah.
Did they hear about how we're missing shows for the next 2 weeks, or probably not because I was
no, because we didn't have microphones. We won't be here for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. So because of that, since this will be our last show for 2019 and our first show of 2020. Woo, I know, 2020. Scary. You got a little shiver there.
I just got a little shiver. I don't think it had anything to do with 2020.
2020's first show will be the second week of January because our recording date will fall during
the break.
New Year's. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
our fall break, our winter break, our what are we? The Christmas break.
Yes. So
have I mentioned that I'm tired?
So we are going to be doing our year in review. There's going to be all the highlights from this past year, some happy, some sad, some scary, just all the big moments.
The moments.
All the mo's and the meds. The moments. You are too much. All right.
I just have to put this plug in. I had put this plug in with my students like once a week. If you haven't seen I Love You Man yet, get on that. All right.
All right. So let's start with the beginning of the year.
I was pregnant.
You were pregnant. There wasn't much going on in January, but we had officially decided we're moving. The house is going on the market.
Yep.
We were committed at that point that the move was happening and we needed to start quitting our jobs. And
oh no, I had resigned at that point.
Yeah. So
I had put in my letter of resignation. So the new year came in and we knew that our lives were going to be drastically different.
Yes, but we didn't have jobs and we didn't have a house. So
it was also terrifying.
It was a scary time.
Yeah.
But February came and we had
an ice storm.
Yes.
And Jetta.
Yeah. And it was wonderful.
Yes. It was. I mean, as far as having a baby, she was no more difficult than any of the other babies. But getting to the hospital was kind of scary. But you're a champ. You got me there. It was all good.
Yeah, we have had Danny was our first winter baby, but the weather really wasn't bad when she was born.
Early December. Yeah. So I don't know. I've noticed that our major winter weather doesn't seem to happen until after Christmas.
Yeah, January,
in the
February.
Midwest. January, February, sometimes into March.
Yeah.
And so, the end of February is like peak time. And especially last year was just insane.
Yeah.
In the Midwest in terms of blizzards and ice storms. And the Sunday before Jetta came, actually, our town was in such a bad ice storm that they had closed down the highways. So if you were passing through and you came into town, you couldn't get out. They weren't letting you out because it was just so terrible to travel. And so of course that Sunday I woke up early because I always wake up early, and I went downstairs and I just curled up in the fetal position on our couch. And I was like,
don't have a baby.
I was I'm not having a baby today. Just not happening. Yeah. So 2 days later when I was like, so I think I'm having a baby right now. It felt a little scary.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, but we made it to the hospital through the ice storm, through the bad weather.
Yep.
And Jetta was born on a Tuesday. Because all of our children are born 100% Tuesday.
100% of kids are born on Tuesdays.
Yes. It's a streak that will hopefully not be broken. But yeah, probably one of the biggest highlights.
I don't think it'll be broken.
Probably one of the biggest highlights of 2019 was Jetta being born.
Yes.
It's very, very exciting.
Yep.
It was, we planned on having 4 kids, and that was number 4. And so,
boom.
Check that off the life goals list, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, in the next couple of months, we had probably one of the scariest
moments of our
entire lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jetta had a really bad respiratory infection that, I mean, we, like, as parents, in hindsight, you kind of think like, oh, I should have done this. I wish I had done that.
Right.
And you have to realize that until you know exactly what's going on, you're just responding as you always have. And so, what we thought was just a nasty cold turned into of a respiratory infection that turned into
pneumonia.
Basically, the risk of like a full pulmonary collapse.
Right.
But she got life flighted to the places she needed to be, and we spent time in the hospital, and my little bug pulled through, and
yeah,
it was a scary time, and we've learned a lot as parents from that. And we've, I think it was also a really humbling time as well.
Yeah.
The reliance we had to have on other people, the amazingness of the Ronald McDonald House that really supported us. And then just family and friends in general, and then the hospital staff who helped her pull through.
Yeah.
Just amazing. I mean, I don't know about you, but I had moments where I really didn't think we were gonna see 2020 with 4 kids.
Yeah. No, it was.
So,
I mean, the outpouring of support that we received was absolutely amazing. I mean, people coming to visit us that, we hadn't seen in years. All the people that reached out to us, all the people that, like our church that collected money and sent it to us, the school, your coworkers that, collected money, and my coworkers that collected money. I mean, so many people did so much for us in that time. And it really was, such a help to us, because we wanted to be there for Jetta and be in the hospital and stay with her. And and then to have that amazing resource of the Ronald McDonald House.
Right.
I mean, it really was a whole new experience. And we really,
so many amazing constellations that came out of a really terrifying desolation.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're gonna have to explain that at some point, because people are like, what the heck is she talking about?
Saint Ignatius.
Yeah, it was a very scary time. It was a very trying time.
Yeah,
but we got through it. Everybody in the end is much stronger.
Yeah, now, I think even Jetta.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, as hard as it was on her,
wood, she hasn't had any terrible colds yet. She's been dealing with teeth coming in.
Right.
But I haven't seen any scary colds or, coughs or anything. So let's keep it that way.
It's been impressive. Yeah. So feeling very fortunate that all that worked out the way that it did.
Anyways.
Yes. But moving into the end of the school year, we were finally getting down to the point where we were saying goodbye to our jobs, saying goodbye to friends. It was
our old community.
Yeah. I mean, we went through a huge transition this summer. Our kids went through a huge transition this summer.
They're still going through a transition.
Yeah. I mean, picking your life up from a place that you had lived for 6 years, and your kids had basically been born and raised there their whole lives, and they didn't know anything different. And uprooting all of that, moving across state lines to a new place, not knowing really anybody,
right,
and setting up shop in this all new spot. I mean, to call it an adventure is an understatement.
Right. It's been insane.
Yeah.
And sometimes in really good ways, and sometimes in ways where, like, I want to pull my hair out. But it's okay. I think I think it's just another way to really appreciate the beauty and the chaos that is life.
Right.
Especially life when you're a parent or a spouse. And just, I think it's really making us appreciate things. Simple little things like just being together.
Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been wild, but I think the decision that we made to strike out into a new place and take on new challenges and get our kids set up in a place where they're going to have a lot of opportunities in the future was definitely the right move. And we were at a point in our lives where
it was a good time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And so now we have nothing but, the next exciting challenge to take on. And I think we're in 2020 where we're going to have a lot more of those opportunities and things coming forward. And I think we're going to be growing a lot next year as people, not as a family. I mean, you never know, but the fingers are crossed.
Yes, as people. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So very, very exciting stuff. And I guess that kind of incorporates that.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
Yeah, we are in a new home, and I think our new home is amazing. Everybody that comes to visit says that they love it.
Yep. And it's starting to feel like home for me. Starting to.
Yeah.
I think it was just a couple of weeks ago. I was telling you, like, it still just feels like our house.
Yeah.
I don't feel quite like home, but I also said back then that I was like, I think I need Christmas. I think I need all of our decorations up. I think I need to see how everything's going to kind of lay out in the house.
Right.
And then it could feel like home. So we're getting there for me.
Yeah, definitely. And
I think I'm the sticky one.
Yeah, I think the kids have really adjusted well to this new house. And hopefully once we can kind of get them, once Danny can get into her own room and things, it'll be a little bit easier. But for the most part, I think they're really enjoying this place. And once we have a full year here where they can really enjoy the backyard and they can enjoy, once the snow starts to really fall and they can enjoy the snow piles out back and all of that stuff, it's really gonna, like, one whole year is really gonna do it. And I think they'll be well solidified.
This will feel like home.
Yeah, definitely. All right. But as the year has gone on, our children have gotten older and older. I mean, we just talked about how we had a crisis with our oldest, turned 5 years old, but we also have a 3-year-old.
3.5.
Yeah.
Like she's practically 4. Like her behavior sometimes, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Be a kid.
Yeah. And we also have a 2-year-old who is just a monster. I mean, he is full of energy. He is just as crazy as you can imagine.
He's very smart. He's very cunning. Sometimes witty. And he is a troublemaker.
Yeah. And of course, there's Jetta, who is now, I mean, she's what, 10 months?
Almost 10 months.
Almost 10 months, and is just growing like crazy. I mean, she's trying to stand up. She's scooting around.
Let's clarify. Like, she can pull herself up. She's in the cruising phase.
Yeah.
But like when we say she's trying to stand up, like she is trying to stand like from a kneeling position. She is like pushing herself like, I want to stand like everybody else.
Yeah.
No help, just like attempting to push herself up. So
yeah,
she's growing so fast, almost too fast.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's awesome. I mean, next year we're going to have a kid starting kindergarten. We're going to have 2 in preschool. Mario will start going to preschool every day, which will be super exciting. She already wishes she could.
Yeah, Rory will be every other day.
Yeah, which is just crazy to think about, him being in school already too.
3 out of 4.
I mean, yeah, it's nuts. And we, of course, are getting older too, as much as we don't like to admit it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, next year is going to be a big milestone for us. So we gotta savor this time while we can, right?
While we're still in our 20s.
While we're still young.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as you and me, you had some really big excitement this past year.
Yep. I this past summer started my master's program in school counseling and preventive mental health. It's been going really well. I really feel like I've doing the right thing, picking the right path. I don't know if I'll get to use my master's degree immediately, just because I really like where I'm at and I'm hoping to stay there for a while. And so if a position doesn't open up within the counseling department, then it doesn't. But having the degree is awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like it makes me a better teacher, just because I am more cognizant of students' needs and how I can help them. And so it also it's one of those things that it makes me feel older, not in terms of like age, but just more accomplished.
Yeah.
And I suddenly feel like, oh, like, hey, this is the big deal that everyone does after college. And I don't know, I feel a little bit more professional.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't have as much professional excitement, but I did start a new, I wouldn't really call it a profession, but a new life path this fall in being a stay-at-home dad. And it was and is the most difficult job that I have ever had. I mean, it is a whole nother ballgame. So props to all of you who stay at home with your children
parents.
or did in the past and did it for a long time, because this is
Or
definitely
even
not
just for a
something.
maternity leave, because I can tell you that even just for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's work, and it's not something that I'm super cut out for. I always thought that it would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you just get to stay home and hang out with your kid, and it is kind of like that, but there's so much else that goes. I mean, you're constantly having to supervise. You're running between trying to keep up with dishes and cleaning and make sure they don't kill themselves. And I mean, there's just so much that goes into staying at home with your kids. When you have this many, I mean, it's just a madhouse. Like, I think if I just had one, it wouldn't be as difficult. But when it's like 4, it's like, oh my gosh, this is just like,
they're all over the place.
It's too much.
Yeah.
So in 2020, I will be going back to work. Things are all lined up now, and we've got things kind of situated. So I will be going to work starting in mid-January. So we'll keep you guys updated on how that goes.
Right.
The kids are very excited to be going to daycare. Well, the younger two, Rory at least, is excited to go to daycare. Jetta will figure it out. But the older two, they're hesitant. But I think that once we get them in there,
enjoy it once they're back.
Yeah.
In the swing. Yep.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other big moments from this past year that you can think of? I'm sure we're missing some. I'm sure we are, but those are just some of the big highlights that I can remember.
Yeah,
that's it. All right. I mean, it has been a crazy year. Probably the most, like, out of all the years that I've been alive, this one has had the most dramatic changes and definitely the scariest moments of my life with Jetta's hospitalization.
Yep.
But now that we're here at the end of it, I mean, I feel like we're stronger and we're in a better place, and overall we are still moving in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you don't feel like that?
Yes.
That's convincing.
There you go.
I don't know how the other one goes. You have to sing it. Good singing.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah. All right. It's dad musing.
Dad musing.
Since you don't have a cool sound effect. It's all right, though. I can deal without it.
It is amusing.
There you go. I like
don't
that.
know.
All right. So we're going to talk about something a little weird on the Dad Musing today.
Yeah.
Now, as I just mentioned in the last segment, I will be going back to work starting next month. And that means that I have to do some pre-qualifying tests to become employed. One of those things is a drug test. And I've been drug tested throughout my military career. This is a very common occurrence. Have you ever been drug tested?
I have never been drug tested. If I have been drug tested, it's been at like the OBGYN and they're like secretly like that's actually why they have me pee in a cup every time I'm pregnant, is like,
make sure you're not,
let's make sure she's not messing up this baby.
Right.
I don't think that's actually why they do, but I've never knowingly been drug tested.
Nice.
But I've also never made life choices that I think would make people question
suspicious.
That. Yeah.
Well, I have never either, but in certain occupations, drug tests. And the military is one of those things where you are randomly selected for drug tests. I think when I was in training, I got randomly selected. How long was I at AIT? For
18
weeks?
Yeah, 18 weeks.
Okay, so they do a drug test once a week, and it's random. Out of the 18 weeks, I think I got selected at least 8 times. So almost half.
They really didn't trust you.
I don't know, man. But I am no stranger to
maybe they just pick the people with the longest names. Maybe. All the time.
It's random. It's computer generated.
Right.
But yeah, I'm no stranger to the P test. And then when I got to my unit, it was the same thing. They randomly select you, and over the 4 years that I was in my unit, I probably got selected at least 3 or 4 times each year. 3 times
a year at least.
Yeah. So,
and of course you could never go to the bathroom right when they needed you to.
The bad thing about military, so this is what I'm going to talk about today, is the difference between military P tests and civilian P tests.
This is so wholesome.
And how much better the civilian side is. Like, you should all be so thankful that you are not in the military, so you don't have to have your junk stared at while you're peeing in a cup. Because that's the difference. That's the difference. Is in the military, technically you are supposed to drop your pants to your ankles because they want to make sure you're not going to cheat.
Right.
And then somebody has to stare at you so that they can see it come out. And you have to pee a little bit, stop, put the cup under, fill the cup, stop, move the cup, and then finish peeing. It's very particular. And then you're supposed to pull your pants all the way back up from your ankle. You don't get to leave them down.
Just to shuffle around.
But so obviously that's incredibly uncomfortable, and no one would ever want to do that. But I get why they do it, because there are plenty of people that try to cheat.
Right.
Now, in the civilian world, it's much better.
They hand you a cup and they're like, please go into that back bathroom, fill the cup.
Well, they still make sure that you don't cheat, but this is how they do it. They send you in and they say, okay, here's a little cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Empty your pockets, take off all your outer clothes, like your sweatshirts and your coats and things like that. You can keep your pants on. So technically you could still cheat, but you have to
it would take a lot more work.
Not really, but basically you put all this stuff in this cabinet and then they lock it. Mm-hmm. And they take the key.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, here's a cup, go pee. The toilet doesn't flush. Because I'm sure they don't want you to flush like a baggie or something down the toilet, right? And so then you're in a private room, like a bathroom, like normal bathroom with privacy. It's weird. And you get to you just do your thing, and then you still have to bring it out to them in your cup, which is kind of weird. Then they have to seal it in front of you. And, there's still that whole, other people are touching a cup of your pee thing. But yeah, see, you've never been drug tested, so you don't know.
I have had 4 kids, and literally every time I
Yeah, but
went
did you
into
have
the
to
OBG.
carry your cup of pee down the hallway and set it in front of the
No, they
person,
have
and they're
a
like,
no,
okay,
they
now
have
sign this, right? Sign on top
no,
of the
they
pee
have
cup.
there's a little door. There's a okay, I've had to pee in both the sterile plastic cups with the screw-on lid
Yeah,
or they give me like a styrofoam like drinking cup that they just like put my initials on.
yeah.
I'm like, I've had to pee into a styrofoam cup. And then I have to, a little door that I open up and I have to set my pee into this cabinet basically. And I close the door. And then I hear on the other side that they immediately open the door and take my pee out. Like it's essentially the same thing, except I'm just not like staring over my pee at someone like, here it is.
Yeah, that's worse.
I'm sure it is, but like you act like I've never had to pee in a cup before.
No, you have. It's different.
I bet I've had to do it more than you ever have.
Yeah, but not the same way.
And not for the same reason.
Right.
Do you ever feel like you're gonna pop positive or something?
No, of course not.
So what does it matter?
It matters because somebody's staring at you while you're peeing, and that's weird. So, moral of the story is, if you're gun shy, don't join the military.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Web exclusive joke time.
Oh my
I got a
gosh.
good one. I was trying to look up end of the year jokes for you guys, and I found one.
Just one. There's only one.
There's if you type in like end of the year jokes, it's like all end of the school year jokes, and that's not what I wanted.
Maybe you should have said New Year's jokes.
Yeah, but they're all like very specific. They're like all resolution jokes.
Oh yeah.
You don't want that.
No.
So this is what we're gonna do here. Okay. So I have a good holiday tip for you guys. Never catch snowflakes with your tongue until all the birds have flown south for the winter. Oh, come on. That's funny.
It's also gross.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why it's funny.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah. Wow, man, you're making me feel really bad about my jokes.
When you start that day job, hold on to it, okay? No, it's a pretty funny one. That's a pretty funny one.
I'll try and get better jokes for 2020.
it was the delivery. While we're
I didn't get hired at the post office.
We're in Texas. That was good. That was a good one.
It's dad joke.
Yeah. I was gonna say, while we're in Texas, I think you and my father, just because he has a way of telling jokes.
He's had time to perfect it.
And that's why I'm just saying, like I think you need to listen closely to how he tells some of his stories.
I'll see what I can do.
Because you never know it's a joke until the end.
True.
The punchline hits and you're like, oh my gosh, you were stringing me along the whole time. Anyways.
Yes. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for us for 2019. Last show of the year.
No more 2019.
It's crazy. But like I said, we will be giving you guys our thoughts and feelings on Rise of Skywalker, probably through an Instagram live video, something like that. We'll see. Very excited for that. Very excited for our holiday trip down to Texas. We will keep you guys posted on that through the Instagram as well. And of course, everything on the Instagram goes to the Facebook page. So wherever you follow us, you will see the updates. Yes. But otherwise, any last words of wisdom before this year comes to a close?
No, for some reason we always get to this point in the show and
you start to go to sleep.
I think there was an old radio show called Car Talk.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like this is the moment where I'm supposed to say, don't drive like my brother and don't drive like my brother. And it's just it's awkward and weird, and now people think I'm awkward and weird.
Well, I still love you.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys at the live show. We appreciate you guys that listen to us on the podcast.
Yes, so much.
Thank you so much for your support this past year. It has meant so much to us in any and every capacity that you have been there for us, whether it's just listening to us here or if it's getting together with us, or any way that you've
sending us messages or
anything that you guys have
words
done
of
for us.
encouragement. Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So have a Merry Christmas.
A Happy New Year.
And we'll see you in 2020.
Next time. That doesn't fit, but that's okay. See ya.
You just always have to have the